Well, well, well. The Cowboys are doing exactly what Brian Schottenheimer said. Brian Schottenheimer said the Cowboys were going to continue to shop, but he also gave us a caveat. He said, but he also didn't know what that means. And some of us, we're not exactly liking what that means. But nevertheless, I'm still excited about the Cowboys starting lineup. So let's talk Cowboys. Let's go. Let's get it. Yup. It's that time again. It is time to talk Dallas Cowboys. I'm telling us, I am fully confident in these Cowboys. Confident. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And we are live. So make sure, if you have not become a channel member or subscriber yet, please do. We have a lot of great things coming up this season. So let's talk facts. So this is going to be a quick show. Y'all know what I do on Wednesday. So this is what the quick show going to be today. We got quite a few things to go over in a short amount of time. But these are going to be our subject matters. We are going to look at the Cowboys cuts. The Cowboys made some more cuts. We're also going to look at the Cowboys signings. Cowboys made some signings. Maybe not what we wanted, but nevertheless, Cowboys made some signings. We're also going to look at the Cowboys practice squad. The Cowboys practice squad is I'm thinking it's pretty much almost solidified, but they've added quite a few players back to the practice squad. Some of these players the Cowboys added back to the practice squad, you are going to be happy with. Then I want to look at the Micah Parsons drama. Do not worry, we're not going to dedicate a tremendous amount of time to it. Just more tit-for-tat nonsense as it applies to Micah Parsons and his team. Then we're going to talk about, just quickly, something that Mike Fisher mentioned about Joe Milton. And a lot of people keep saying I'm hating. But I'm telling you, I think they are starting to realize too about Joe Milton. But we'll see how that turns out. Then I want to talk about Matt Eberflus. And I think we might have to come to the one tech reality as it pertains to Matt Eberflus. And then I want to quickly mention Deuce Vaughn, which I may mention Deuce Vaughn up with the practice squad, but I don't know. But I want to tell the story just a little bit about Deuce Vaughn. So those are our 7 quick stories for today. Cowboys cuts, Cowboys signings, practice squad, Micah Parsons drama, Joe Milton, one tech reality, Deuce Vaughn. Let's go. Let's get it. All right, let's get a quick roll call going up in here. Quick roll call. Let's go. It is That 70s Fan Show. Welcome to the congregation. First one, let's go from North Carolina. Good to see you.
Yo, G, bless him.
Randy McIntyre. I got bad news for you about Okoye. Might as well say it now. CJ Okoye, if I'm not mistaken, re-signed with the Baltimore Ravens practice squad. But welcome, Randy McIntyre. Lord Nova, 85 in the congregation. What is going on with you? Big Moss Dog, what is going on? Daniel, my right hand man, what's going on? Okay, so we did sign Adeo. Oh yeah, we did sign him. Hey, Daniel, I don't understand it. Why would the Cowboys? I'm gonna favorite this comment. I'm gonna come back to this one right here. This one is mind-boggling for me, but we're gonna talk about that. Welcome to the show again, as always, Daniel. All right, let's go. Randy McIntyre again in the crib. Let's go. Intelligent Savage, what's going on? My man up in here. What's going on? He said, y'all come on in, smash that like button, share this content for our guy G, and subscribe to the channel. I see you. You got your new hat on. That thing is looking nice. What's going on, Intelligent Savage? Robert Simmons in the crib. What's going on with you, man? What's going on? Good to see you. Dominique Pittman, the regular. What's going on? What's going on? Head Hunter. What's up? He said, what's up, chat? B7379. What's going on? He said, I hope they resign Childress. We'll see if he clears. Brandy, what's going on? Brandy said, Boof went poof. I like it. Boof went poof. My man, Poobie D, up in the house. Hey, man, I can say anything I want to say. When Poobie D is up in this thing, Poobie D got my back. What's going on with you? All right. Kello V, Father of 8 in the house. God bless you. Amen. Brian Worley, back up in this thing. Brian, I am so excited for this football season. We can push all this nonsense behind us. I am ready to go. Cowboy fan Kivo, what's going on? Look, Queen, my sister from the beginning, what's going on with you? All right. Sammy Blackman up in here. He said, love the show. Appreciate you. John Jones said, what up, G Money? It's a New Jack City. You know what that means. Let's go. Mitchell Roman, Mr. God. Hey, Mr. G, God bless. Hey, God bless you. Hey, I got to go bless tonight. I got to go teach that Bible study. We got a quick show. All right, JCT Slice. He says something that's telling me for whatever reason that the Philadelphia Eagles get blown out on opening day versus Dallas. Man, I got a feeling the Cowboys might blow the doors off. Okay, let me go quicker so we can get done. John Henry in the crib. P Funk in the crib. Sean Springer, he said his favorite content creator. Hey, I gotta go roll with you. I appreciate you. Keek up in the crib. Mr. 1972 Chevelle, he said, riding in the 72 Chevelle, pulling up so we can spit out. Yes, sir. Boy, I bet that car is nice. All right, Cowboy fan, Kivo in the crib. All right, let's get this thing going. Eyeball JC, man, I just got acknowledged, but I don't know if I can acknowledge everybody, but we're going to go ahead and get started. There are 370 people in here. I appreciate y'all. Davion Wallace, Dak fan for life, is in the crib also. Let it be known, up in the crib. Boy, I love these names y'all have. Preston Taylor up in here. What is going on? Good to see everybody. Richard Owens, Robert Dudley, D-Hawk, up in the congregation. Let's go. Get Strode in the congregation. All right, we got it. Merrill Ray in the crib. Andrew Barkham, what's going on? Let's get this show started today. And I cannot forget 70s fan, and he was first, and the big Ron Bowski. The big Ron Bowski. I got news that CJ Okoye, yes, you said it, is back on the Ravens practice squad. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you can get players off of the practice squad, but if I'm not mistaken, you actually have to bring them onto the roster. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Jason Lewis, Cujo in the crib. What's going on? Welcome to the congregation, Jason Lewis. Good to see you. True Cowboy, what it do? Yes, sir. I see you up in here. Antediluvian Warlock. Okay. Again, you used to have a different name. I remember that right there, but I don't remember the name. But again, I remember the face. Good to see you. Okay. CJ Okoye signed on the practice squad. Signed on the... No. Wait a minute. Okay. Okoye is a free agent. Somebody said he signed back to the practice squad. Somebody said CJ Okoye assigned back to the practice squad. Somebody sent me that today. Let me see. I saw he was a free agent. Let me see what it says here. I saw where he made it to free agency, but then I also saw where he's back with the Baltimore Ravens. Well, I'll tell you this. I hope the Cowboys make a run at him. I would love to see the Cowboys put him on the practice squad. Now, I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why he cleared the waivers is because a lot of people are saying that he still needs some development, but they said the development has been fast, and the reason why the Ravens cut him was because they were hoping that he could make it back to the practice squad. So from what my understanding is, he's supposedly back on the practice squad. So we'll see how that go. Newhouse regulator up in the crib. What's going on? So we'll see how it goes. But we'll see how it goes. All right. So let's get to these Cowboys. Let's get to these Cowboys cuts. And the reason why I'm calling this the Cowboys cuts. Let me tell you what happened today that is absolutely insane. And I wonder if Andrew Booth, I wonder if he was kind of owned to this. Because after we were kind of tripping yesterday that Andrew Booth made the team, Zion Childress made the team, Cowboys turned around and cut both of them. The Cowboys turned around and cut both of them. And maybe that was the plan all along, I guess, that you go ahead and keep them just in case to see what happens on day 2. I had already said, and I think a lot of us were in agreement, the Cowboys cornerback room still needed shoring up. I'm still holding out hope for Stephon Gilmore. Probably not going to happen. But I would like for the Cowboys to get Stephon Gilmore to shore up the cornerback room. But nevertheless, the Cowboys, and boy, they really ticked some people off with the Zion Childress thing, because a lot of people were talking about, man, Zion Childress, competition. The Cowboys did this. But I'm just telling you, man, and this is not hate on the Cowboys. Y'all know I love the Cowboys. But, man, it's starting to kind of wonder about this whole competition thing. I mean, I think it was good in theory, but some of this stuff really has me scratching my head. Some of the Cowboys cuts really had me scratching my head, and some of the people who they kept really had me scratching my head. And so, in the grand scheme of things, I still think we have a very good roster. I'm not sweating the fact of maybe I do have some concerns because, again, I think the Cowboys have a magnificent roster, because I have to pinch myself sometimes because we're still discussing backups. And while these players will be important, I still think we're still talking about backups. And because we're talking about backups, I'm not as worried. But I would have loved to have kept Zion Childress. And so I'm assuming the Cowboys are hoping Booth and Childress, maybe they both clear waivers, and then they bring either one or the two back. Star Guardian, appreciate that super chat. Oh, no, Star Guardian. Perrion Winfrey and Houston are here to stay. And I'm telling you now, James Houston, I said this from the beginning. James Houston is in case this stuff with Micah Parsons kind of goes haywire. We're going to talk about the Micah Parsons drama here shortly. I think this is the Cowboys are kind of like, okay, if this thing with Micah Parsons goes haywire, we want to have a plan. And I do think this is one of the reasons why the Cowboys have signed the guy that Daniel Lim has brought up. They put on the practice squad. The Cowboys have went and got Adeo Oakley to the practice squad. I don't. Y'all got to help me. I am telling y'all, the Cowboys have literally went defensive end crazy. The Cowboys have went defensive end crazy. It's like this is, every time you look up, the Cowboys are bringing in another defensive end. They are defensive end crazy, man. I'm just telling you. It's like the Cowboys are saying that we will never be without a pass rush again. Because last year when D-Law, Nealand, Micah, Sam Williams was already down, man, it sounds like to me the Cowboys are basically saying, never again will we be without a pass rushing defensive end. Because, boy, they are loading up at defensive end. And if there is one thing that this team is going to be able to do defensively, it must be rushing the passer. That's all I can tell y'all. The Cowboys are going to be crazy at rushing the passer because they are making sure not only are they, and not only, I believe this is not only for the Cowboys as it pertains to rushing the passer. Brian Broaddus gave us an incredible stat last year. Brian Broaddus gave us an incredible stat. When you think about 60% of the runs against the Cowboys were on the edges, and when you think about the fact that Micah Parsons is an undersized edge rusher, and let's be clear, we're going to talk about that in a moment. Edge rusher, not defensive end, undersized edge rusher. The fact that D-Law went down and D-Law was actually the Cowboys' edge run stopper. That when those two went down and then Marshawn Nealon, who is supposed to be the DeMarcus Lawrence replacement, he went down. And so when you think about the fact that 60% of the runs were on the outside, it sounds like to me the Cowboys have basically said, we're going to make sure we got Marshawn Nealon. He's our run-stopping defensive end. They're going to put Peyton Turner, and I got to see how they're going to bring these players, these injured reserve players, how are they going to bring them back to the staff, and then who's going to be gone after that? The Cowboys have kept Peyton Turner, injured reserve. It looks like he'll probably go to the practice squad. Now you bring in this other kid from Baltimore. The Cowboys are saying that we want to make sure that we want to have some defensive ends that can not only rush the passer, we want to have some defensive ends that can stop the run. Cowboys have went defensive end crazy. Rather than this other kid that they signed, let me get his name again. Y'all forgive me. Rather than them, Adeo, rather than them getting him, I would have got CJ Okoye. Why not? Man, this dude is humongous. I think he's 6'7", 370 pounds. Why in the world would you not bring this dude in? Now, why in the world would you not bring this dude in? Now, real quick, somebody brought up a person to me today. Let me see. Tampa Bay cut this big kid named Watson. What is his name? Desmond Watson. Desmond Watson. Y'all can call me crazy all y'all want to. Let me bring up Desmond Watson. Let me bring up Desmond Watson up in this. Boy, I don't know if y'all have seen Desmond Watson. Man, you can tell me anything you want to. Bring this dude to Dallas. Man, I don't care. Put him on the practice squad. Bring this dude to Dallas, man. Man, I think this dude is 400 plus pounds. No pads. No pads on y'all. Bring this dude to Dallas, man. Bring this dude to Dallas. That's all I'm saying. I would not be mad at the Cowboys for bringing this dude to Dallas right here, boy. This is a behemoth, man. Behemoth. I can tell you this, he ain't going to run down many people, but I bet you they're not going to run through him. Man, I bet you this dude requires two people at all times. All times. I'm telling you, I would love to bring this guy in. Reality Cowboy said, no, G, that's because we're trading Micah to Green Bay. He said we traded Micah to Green Bay for their top defensive tackle in 3 years of number ones. Laugh out loud by a professional Michael. Boy, Reality Cowboy. Only reason why I don't think that's ever going to happen, man, we haven't let's see, Green Bay beat us in 2014. Green Bay beat us in 2016. Green Bay beat us in 2023. We couldn't beat Green Bay not one time under Mike McCarthy. Man, Jerry Jones, boy, I bet you Jerry Jones will cut off his right hand before he gave Micah Parsons over to the doggone Green Bay Packers. But boy, Yeah, I don't see it happening, reality cowboy. But I tell you what, shoot, I bring in this big dude. I bring in Desmond Watson, boy. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Man, shoot. I'm talking the practice squad. Man, I'm at least gonna see what this dude is. I'm at least gonna see what Desmond Watson is, man. I gotta see what this dude is. But again, the Cowboys, rather than going for Captain Obvious, rather than going for the obvious, the Cowboys signed Adeo Oakley. And don't get me wrong, he may be a good defensive end, but the Cowboys are loaded at defensive end. They're loaded at defensive end. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he's a bigger defensive. I think he's a true defensive end, a big defensive end. And so maybe, again, you're getting him to kind of help with the run on the edges, because I think Marshawn Nealon is more of a run stopper on the edges. So maybe they're getting Adeo as a run stopper on the edges. But again, they are determined on this defensive end thing. So he's on the practice squad. And so now we got to just see what's going on. We got to see. But again, Brombowski, I've heard this not only once, but now I've heard it twice. I am hearing that they have put Okoye back on the practice squad. And so if the Cowboys were to want him, if I'm not mistaken, they would literally have to put him on the roster. I could be wrong on that, but I think you now would have to put him on the roster. Y'all tell me what's up on that. Mr. 1972 Chevelle said, D-Law said truth about Parsons' leadership last year. I don't see Parsons as a leader, too selfish. I'll be honest with you, Mr. 1972. I don't think the Cowboys are going to see him as a leader either. I don't think the players will. I think Jerry is going to try to push that mantra, because I'm telling y'all now, for all these people who have been talking about Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones loves Micah Parsons. When Jerry Jones signs Micah Parsons, he is going to be pushing that Micah Parsons is a leader on this team and all these different things. Even though I'm like, man, Micah has took some things too far for me to be classified as a leader on this team. Zaire Brown, he said players that waived and cut, Dallas should have had interest in signing Nick Nash. CJ Henderson. Let me favorite this. I'm going to go back and look some of these up later on. Appreciate this, Zaire Brown. CJ Henderson. Boy, I want them. I wish they'd have got Damian Martinez, man. KJ Osborne, Russell Gage Jr., Jeff Wilson. Yep, I was hoping they would have brought in Shiloh Sanders. Shiloh, I was hoping they would have brought him in. Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken, I heard Pittsburgh brought him in. Simi Fehoko, CJ Okoye. Yeah, I definitely wish they'd have brought him in, and Shy Tuttle. Yeah. You know, one of the things that we do have to understand about the Cowboys got one of these things about they really love their guys. And if you get signed by the Cowboys, man, I don't care what anyone says. People talk about people don't want to play for the Cowboys. Man, you losing your mind. Why wouldn't you want to play for the Dallas Cowboys? The one thing I can tell you about the Dallas Cowboys, we are very loyal to our players. We are loyal to our players. If we sign you, you better believe you're going to get 4, 5, 6, 7 chances to prove that you can make this team. If we sign you, if we give up a draft pick for you, bro, you ain't going nowhere. We're going to give ourselves every opportunity to prove that we're right on you. Star Guardian X said, I honestly think Eberflus will have all these defensive ends stopping edge runs, no one tech, because linebackers will watch the middle of the field runs. Now, again, that's where I'm going, Star Guardian X, here in a few moments. Appreciate that super chat. And I'm going to tell you, I said this before, and I'm going to save this for when I get to the one tech reality about Mozzie Smith. But again, you know, when you look at these cuts, you know, the Cowboys, again, they cut Zion Childress. And boy, they got people hot with this Zion Childress, because a lot of people really felt like Zion Childress earned his way on the team. And I would agree. Says over here on A to Z Sports, Dallas Cowboys cut standout rookie 24 hours after he made the 53-man roster in a risky move. And sometimes I wonder about these teams. I wonder if they kind of communicate sometimes and kind of make sure, I don't know, maybe they don't get each other's players, because I'm dumbfounded that, is anybody else dumbfounded that Trayshawn Holden made it through waivers? Trayshawn Holden made it through waivers? I'm dumbfounded. I'm literally dumbfounded. And I'm like, how did he make it through waivers? I'm dumbfounded. Well, the Cowboys went over here and cut Zion Childress. Maybe they know something that we don't know. The Cowboys cut undrafted rookie Zion Childress after cornerback made the initial 53-man roster. And I don't know enough about the next two cornerbacks that we're going to cover here in just a second. I don't know enough about them to maybe justify whether or not they're better than Zion Childress. Zion Childress seemed to be a dog to me. It says Childress, a preseason standout, was the only Cowboys undrafted rookie that survived cuts, and for a good reason. The former Kentucky Wildcat was sticky in coverage and physical defending the run. Yeah, he also showed a knack for blitzing, often pressuring the quarterback over 3 preseason games. However, the Cowboys claimed 2 defensive backs in the initial waiver wire period on Wednesday. Y'all forgive me. Traquise Bridges and Reddy Stewart. One of them, I'm going to tell you about the Cowboys. Y'all know this to be true. There will be players that the Cowboys may have on their board, and they don't get them. And if they get an opportunity to circle the block and get these people that they have on their board, they'll circle the block and get them. Now, Traquise Bridges, he's the one I want to look up in particular here in a moment. We'll look him up in a moment. But the Cowboys cut Zion Childress, and I'm just wondering, like, well, these 2 cornerbacks got to be the truth, because how in the world do you bring them in over Zion Childress? It appears the Cowboys are much higher on the 2 newcomers than on Childress. The team could have opened multiple roster spots by placing cornerback Kalen Carson and running back Maffa on injury reserve as expected. Instead, it's cutting Childress and Andrew Booth. And I don't think the Cowboys are done. I still think they're going to make the move probably with Phil Maffa, and we'll see what they do with Kalen Carson. Maybe the Cowboys are saving those 2 for 2 other moves, because I'm still not believing the Cowboys are not going to address. I don't want to say I'm not believing it, but I don't want to believe it. That's where maybe I'm in denial. I don't want to believe the Cowboys are not going to address the one-tech position. I just don't want to believe it. Even though it makes sense to me why they would do it. It makes sense to me. Trust me when I tell you. It makes sense to me why they would do it, even though I don't like the sense that I'm going to make. But it says, for Childress to land back on the Cowboys, he needs to clear waivers to be signed to the Dallas practice squad. And it seemed to me the Cowboys made this move because they believe he's going to clear waivers and they're going to put him on the practice squad. It said that could be a tough task as the rookie put on an impressive film over the course of the preseason. We'll see if he gets unclaimed. Again, I'm just being a conspiracy theorist at this point, because I still don't understand how Trayshawn Holden. I don't even understand how Trayshawn Holden cleared waivers. So it's not out of the realm of possibility Zion Childress is going to clear waivers. But it says the Cowboys are hoping to sign him to the practice squad. And so Childress appeared a legitimate candidate to start at nickel in week 1, the Jordan Lewis replacement, while Dallas navigated injuries to the position ahead of next week's matchup versus the Philadelphia Eagles. There's a chance Trayvon Diggs is able to play, which will pair him outside with newcomer Kyrie Elam. In such a scenario, Deron Bland would take over the slot. So that's kind of where we are on this. This is kind of where we are on this. I can't call heads or tails on it. The Zion Childress thing is baffling to me unless the Cowboys know something that we don't know, and that is that they're actually going to be able to get this man back on the squad. Crazy to me. Crazy to me. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. 894 in here. Please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Also, hit that hype button if you see it too. Push this out into the YouTube algorithm. All right. My man, the Big Rambowski, said, no, that is for a player that is being claimed off waivers. They must be placed on the active 53 man after being claimed. That's what I thought. Yeah. So if they were to go and get Okoye, now they would have to put him on the roster, which leads me to believe they're not going to do it. Quasi Blake, he said, Michael's not a leader. He's a great player. And I think that's that's what he's going to be on the Cowboys. I believe our true leader on defense is none other than Demarion Overshown. I'll be so glad when he gets back because I think he's going to help take this defense to a whole nother level. That man is going to take the Cowboys defense to an entirely different level when Demarion Overshown comes back. Lisa Worley said the Cowboys is a drama team. I always have been. Man, I tell you, they used to call us the Cardiac Cowboys. The Big Rambowski, he said any player that goes unclaimed is free to sign with any team. CJ Okoye went unclaimed and signed back with Baltimore to their practice squad. Yep. Poobie D said not the same D-Law that said he was tired of first down. Poobie D, that was the worst mistake that man ever made. He was done. I'm telling you, the Cowboys were done after he made that comment. Yeah, he can't talk about nobody. I feel you on that. All right. My man D-Block 8844 up in here. D-Block, what's going on? D-Block, we love our guys. I'm telling you, man, people tell me anything they want to about the Cowboys. But, boy, when you sign with Cowboys, shoo, man, you ought to be thanking God. Cowboys going to give you your chances. The Cowboys going to give you your chances. You can book it. The Cowboys are going to give you your chances, and they're going to give you multiple chances. Terrence LeBird said, Micah is getting trashed online, all because he wants the market value for elite defensive players. Nobody was hating Hendrickson for wanting his money. I don't know if he's getting trashed online. I think where people are a little bit perturbed, Terrence, people were on Micah Parsons' side until they started seeing some of the things that me, AOC, have been saying, and I'm pretty sure some others too. Micah's agent is the problem. And Micah is rolling, and I think he's listening to people, and he rolling way too hard for his agent. Micah's agent works for him. Micah's agent works for him. And the story that I'm going to tell here in the fourth segment about the Micah Parsons drama is why some people may be turning on him as of today. But a lot of people have been riding for Micah Parsons all the way up until yesterday, until this latest thing came out. And this thing that came out today, when I show you this, man, Terrence, even you are going to have to agree, this is dumb. This latest Micah Parsons story is dumb. And man, please, Trey Hendrickson, let me tell you something. The Cincinnati Bengals got this dude, Trey Hendrickson, on a bargain. Does anybody not realize Trey Hendrickson over the last 2 seasons, when most people rank edge rushers, they're ranking them over the last 3 seasons. But if you rank edge rushers over the last 2 seasons, do we not realize that Trey Hendrickson has 35 sacks? $35 sacks. This man in 2 seasons has almost half as many, more than half as many sacks as Bosa, Garrett, and Parsons. 35 in 2 seasons, and they got him for $30 million for 1 season? Bargain. And that contract ain't close to what Micah Parsons is about to get paid. Bargain. Absolute bargain. But again, those are I wanted to bring up the Cowboys cuts because I thought that was crazy. Zion Childress? Booth, we're applauding. Most of us are applauding Booth because I was talking about it the other day. How does a man who's been post-toasties from one preseason to the next gets a pick 6 on Cooper Rush and then makes the team? No way. No way. I think the Cowboys are probably done with Booth too. I don't think they bring him back on waivers. I think after waivers, I think they bring back Zion Childress. I think that's what they're hoping. Ken Hart, appreciate that super chat. Boy, Ken Hart, boy, you gonna have some people hot up in here, boy. Ken Hart said, ask the Packers running backs how elite Michael is. Appreciate that super chat. Boy, I hate to tell you. Ken Hart, I gotta give it to you, bro. Yes, sir. Ask the Green Bay Packers running backs. But I'm telling us, Zion Childress, I'm dumbfounded on Zion Childress. The Newhouse fam, he said Zion Childress was balling. Now Daniel says maybe Holden's antics from college got him through waivers, and teams didn't want that headache on their team. Man, he must have been cutting up in college. That's all I can figure. Because I'm dumbfounded how he made it through how he made it. That dude really played well. He really did. Quasi Blake, maybe we're overrating our guys. You know what? I thought the same thing. Quasi Blake, I don't think people see our players the way we see our players. I don't think teams see our players the way we see our players. I don't think players, I don't think teams, I don't think even some of the fan base see our players the way we see some of our players. So, again, blessing though, blessing. Blessing, Jim Van Meter, blessing. Holden made it through waivers. It's a blessing. The Cowboys getting back on the squad. I like Zion Childress. Trayshawn Holden. Some of you were telling me about him. I didn't know anything about him out of Oregon. Y'all were telling me he was going to ball out. He balled out. He balled out. He deserved to be on the team. So Dan says Zion has to come back to the practice squad. I think the Cowboys are banking, Dan Solo. I think the Cowboys are banking on him coming back. I do. D Block said Brian B and Vach L was talking about that today. I'm telling us, D Block, if you're talking about we love our guys, man, I'm telling us, bro. You come to the Cowboys, man. You ought to be thanking God, man. You're gonna get so many opportunities. You're gonna get so many opportunities, man. The Cowboys are gonna give you every opportunity in the world. All right, let's switch gears. Let's switch over to the Cowboys signings. And let me put up what Sean Springer 4090 just said. Reddy Stewart is a dog. Sean Springer, I've been hearing the same thing. He's an undersized defensive back. But I am hearing this dude is a dog. I'm thinking also that the reason why the Cowboys may have gotten this dude ready is because I think the Cowboys may be seeing some Jordan Lewis in it. I think the Cowboys may be seeing some Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis was an undersized defensive back, but he was a dog. Jordan Lewis was a dog. And the Cowboys are reeling, trying to figure out how can they replace this dude. Well, I think they may see this in this guy ready. Let's pull this up. Talking about him over here on DallasCowboys.com. Man, this dude ready. I've been hearing he's a bona fide dog up in this thing, man. It says go ahead and add 2 more players to the initial 53-man roster of the Dallas Cowboys. Now that the first wave of regular season waivers has concluded, seeking to bolster their depth at cornerback, heading into the Week 1 battle against the Philadelphia Eagles, they'll welcome Traquise Bridges and Reddy Stewart to the club. Bridges and Stewart were both awarded to the Cowboys via waivers on Tuesday. Moves that will require them to free up 2 seats to make room for the new additions, as anyone claimed on waivers must be added to the active roster. There it is, Big Rombowski. Appreciate you on that. Because that's kind of where I was. If you pick them up after they've been claimed, you got to add them to the roster. So they had to add these guys to the roster. So now it's telling us why they had to create these roster spots, even though they could have created the roster spots with Carlson and Phil Maffa. Those would have been temporary fixes. Because even if Carson is a permanent cut, is a permanent issue, Phil Maffa is going to be on this roster. So you can't just do that with Maffa. So I'm wondering how the Cowboys are going to work all of this as things continue on. It says, as related aside, Tyrus Wheat was the only player waived by the Cowboys who was claimed by another team heading to the Detroit Lions for head coach Dan Campbell. Wheat climbed his way up from being an undrafted free agent, signing of Dallas in 2023 to a key special teamer depth piece at defensive end, but the bottleneck of talent at the edge forced the team into a difficult decision on Wheat. The Cowboys are loaded. And they probably hoped that Wheat could make the practice squad, but they didn't. But I actually like the guy that they got from Baltimore. Because I'm telling you, Baltimore to me is probably one of the top 3 ran franchises in the NFL. And I'm telling you, anytime the Baltimore Ravens cut somebody, everybody need to be looking because their roster is so deep and they're so good that even a third person, a third stringer, man, you ought to be looking at them. So I understand why the Cowboys brought him in. Still wish they would have brought in Okoye. It says Bridges heads to Dallas by way of the Los Angeles Chargers, 7th-round pick in 2025 that didn't survive cuts by Gang Green. No stranger to bright lights, however, he spent his collegiate career putting plays on film for Oregon before ultimately transferring to Florida in 2024. He will now reunite with linebacker Shamar James in North Texas. So Stewart, a former undrafted free agent who signed with the Chicago Bears in 2024, he crossed paths with Matt Eberflus. Also has a stint with the Minnesota Vikings this offseason before being waived in late August. Hailing from Troy, the young defensive back was a 2-time first-team All-Sun Belt talent in 2022 and again in 2023, hoping to parlay his collegiate success into the NFL level. As it remains unknown if all-pro cornerback Trayvon Diggs will be available against the Eagles, I think Trayvon Diggs is really trying to push himself. I don't want him to push himself too hard because if I'm just saying this man's whole career is, at least this part of his career is on the line. I want him to be 100%. So this may be one of the reasons why the Cowboys have brought these 2 guys in. Not sure if he's going to play because that means we'll have to have Deron Bland back on the outside, Elam on the outside, and then maybe somebody we'll have to play somebody on the inside. We don't even know at this point who we would even play at the nickel position if we have to move Deron Bland on downs 1 and 2 to the outside. Deron Bland moves to the inside, then who moves to the outside on 3rd down or passing downs. So that is kind of where the Cowboys are. So Matty Dubs, in case y'all are not familiar with Matty Dubs is going to tell us why the Cowboy fans should be excited about Traquise Bridges and Reddy Stewart. And I'm going to tell you up front why the Cowboys are very interested in Traquise Bridges. Cowboys with these cornerbacks, they fall in love with size on the outside. Traquise is a bigger cornerback, 196 pounds, I believe, 196 pounds, 6 foot, 3 1/4. They'll probably list him at 6'1". This Traquise Bridges, I think the Cowboys are attracted to him because he's a bigger cornerback. Well, Matty Dubs is going to tell us why the Cowboy fans should be excited about Traquise. Let's check him out.
Made a really interesting waiver claim here with former LA Chargers safety, DB, kind of a versatile guy in Traquise.
Now, he's listed as a safety, but he's actually a cornerback.
I believe is how you say his name. Correct me in the comments down below if you know for sure that I'm wrong. But what I want to do here is kind of break down some of his film. Now, Bridges is known as a really reliable tackler in open space. He's about 6'2", 200 pounds.
Okay, 6'2".
Big, athletic, 7th round draft pick out of, I believe, Florida this past season. Now, right here, we're going to get a quick little run, carry to the running back. Look at the work ethic, the ability to wrap up in space, get around the edge, and not be blocked here at all. Just explodes around, right? The one thing I really do love about him is his relentlessness on every single play. It feels like he is bringing 100% effort every single time, which is what you want to see here in Dallas, right? You look at their depth chart at the DB position. Again, I don't know exactly where they're going to want to play him.
Cornerback,
whether it be safety, whether it be corner.
No,
you
cornerback.
have guys you like, right? Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker. You got Marquise Bell and Juan Thomas at safety. Could fit in there, right? You also have at DB, corner, Trayvon Diggs. You got Deron Bland, Kyrie Elam, who seem to be your probably 3 guys. But behind them, gets a little bit interesting. Andrew
Cornerback.
Booth, Kalen Carson dealing with an injury, and then you got Zion Childress. I believe that they're going to want to play him outside, right? 6'2". He's very lengthy. With Kalen Carson getting that injury figured out, I think he's going to play there. So let's break down the film. Let's showcase what he has to offer. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family. Let's dive in. I won't lie, there are some coverage concerns with him. He wasn't the greatest. But again, he's got the length, he's got the size, he's got solid speed to become a good player. Do not get me wrong. This is another option that they...
See, the Cowboys like these bigger cornerbacks. He's kind of got that Trayvon Diggs type of build, Trayvon Diggs kind of build. 6'2". I thought he was 6'1". He's 6'2". I think he's 196 pounds. He's got long arms, 4.5 40 speed. Cowboys like these bigger cornerbacks. This is one of the reasons why they have brought in this young man.
This year, obviously, they liked him coming out of the draft, or they probably wouldn't have claimed him. It goes much further than just the film he put on the field this preseason. But here's another one where they're going to try to get a quick pass to, I believe, Kelvin Austin. Right, yep, we got Rattler dropping back, little shallow cross over the middle, dump down, good open field tackler. Again, if you want a safety, if you want a box safety like this guy, he's perfect because he's such a reliable tackler with great size that can, put him in the dime, right? Put him in the dime.
Now, I want you to remember, Matt Eberflus's defense is predicated upon the cornerbacks being excellent tacklers. They have to be excellent tacklers. This is one of the reasons why I'm very interested to see Trayvon Diggs in the Matt Eberflus system, because I'm telling us, y'all already know this. Trayvon Diggs was struggling with tackling last year, and a part of that could have been he was struggling with the injury the whole year and just didn't say anything. But Diggs was struggling with tackling. So it's no wonder that they would be looking at a cornerback like this one to play on the outside, especially if Trayvon Diggs don't play. Wouldn't be surprised. Cowboys throw him right out there against the Eagles.
Spot where he can drop back into coverage a little bit. He's a reliable tackler. He's got great size. I don't mind it at all. But if you want to play him as an outside boundary corner where he's going to have to man up versus the AJ Browns and the Malik Neighbors, I don't know how I feel about him in those certain situations yet. Again,
we're going to find out.
Going to develop. There's going to be a development
We're going to find out.
Which will probably be fine, but for the majority of this year's preseason in coverage, he just wasn't the greatest. I believe, let me see if I can get the numbers. He allowed 12 catches for 212 yards and 1 touchdown in just 16 targets. So that's not great. Not great. Again, don't get me wrong. Don't hate the dude. I think he could be good, especially as a box safety. We'll see where they want to play him. But as of right now, I have no idea. And just to some backup evidence here. Again, I don't want to make this a video. I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna be so good. He's gonna be nasty. He's gonna be the next best thing. I'm not gonna do that for you guys. I'm gonna show you what it's like. Okay, I showed you he's a good tackler, great in open space. I'm down with it. Coverage, he gets a little bit scary, and I'll tell you why. Where our route here is gonna act like we're gonna go over the middle. He's gonna overcommit early. Overcommits early, and they break this thing to the outside. They got to clear out here, and look at this. Gets absolutely smoked on that outside route. Great job by the quarterback getting that out early. Yes, he does end up making the tackle, but he gets a little bit too, maybe risky is the right word, where he likes to overcommit on those quick little hesitation routes, and sometimes he gets the best of them.
That boy got
now
toasted.
again, he's just a rookie. He's not going to be asked to be a day one starter, but this is someone that the Dallas Cowboys liked coming out of college. Maybe they wanted to draft him in the 7th round.
Yep.
They didn't. And now they get another opportunity here with him. Now,
I'm telling you,
I don't.
this is the Cowboys in a nutshell. If the Cowboys like you and they don't get you and you become free, the Cowboys circle the block on you. Cowboys circle the block on you, man. Cowboys circle the block on you. And so that is Traquez Bridges. Let's look real fast at the other one. Shout out to Matty Dubs. Y'all make sure y'all go and subscribe to Matty Dubs if you already haven't. Matty Dubs also has some film on Reddy Stewart.
Okay, the Dallas Cowboys added Traquez Bridges and then also added Reddy Stewart. This is a guy from Minnesota who is way more of a cover guy. We talked about Bridges in the last video. He is a big 6'2", kind of box safety, outside corner, can play a lot of different roles for you. Not great in coverage. This is quite the opposite. 5'11", 183 pounds. Was a
Jordan Lewis
UDFA
replacement
out of Troy. But this guy is great in coverage, but also is a short tackler as well. So
Jordan
now
Lewis.
that you have a guy that's better in coverage, definitely adds more versatility to your teams. Right here, you see playing more of that nickel type of role for them. A little bit of pre-snap motion in the back.
I got a feeling you might see this guy against Philly because Deron Bland wants to play on the outside. Deron Bland is very versatile, can play inside and out, but Deron Bland has made some huge plays on the outside, gets toasted sometimes on the outside because he takes chances. But I can see this clearly where the Cowboys are saying, okay, Jordan Lewis replacement. Let's keep Deron Bland outside, Kyer Elam outside, just in case Trayvon Diggs can't play, just in case Trayvon Diggs can't go full games. We're still going to be covered. So this right here is probably going to be somebody working in the slot for the Cowboys.
Field. Got outside leverage initially. As we drop back, they're running a slot fade. Now, in this one-on-one, he gets beat off the snap, but never gives up, right? Gets back into the play, gets his hand into the catch radius, and swats this thing away, right? We talked about Bridges allowing, the last guy, allowing 12 out of 16 catches for over 250 yards and a touchdown. For Reddy Stewart, this preseason, he allowed 0 catches on 3 targets and also had 1 PBU as well, which is right here. He had 4 box snaps, 19 nickel snaps, 1 free safety snap, and also a couple of boundary corner snaps as well. We're going to break down a ton of film on Reddy Stewart in this video. Before we dive in, hit the like button, subscribe, join the family.
Yeah, make sure y'all like, subscribe to Matty Dubs. Tell him
the
G. Tell him Let's Talk Cowboys sent you.
Bootleg out this way, or the fake play action that way. Bootleg out to this side of the field. Now we're going to notice pretty quickly here that they're going to get someone into the flats, right? But watch Reddy Stewart. Does a great job generating a little bit of pressure on the quarterback and forcing the quarterback to get this ball out a little bit early. So it's actually John Mechie on the cutback. Gets over there, kind of covers it up, allows his defense to get into position. But they got a lot of routes in a bunch of different spots here, right? They got a bunch of guys heading in this direction, and they just don't have enough guys there. So if you give this guy time in the pocket, he will ultimately find the open man. So as Reddy kind of commits, right? He's like, I'm going to force this guy to get the ball out early. They have DBs in the right spot at this time, and they force a bad pass into an interception. Whenever we can create pressure on a quarterback, you can create one of 6 different things, right? A bad pass, a bad decision, an interception, a forced fumble, a sack, right? Maybe even a holding call. But this specific play, not only do you force a rushed pass, but a bad decision and the interception. Great job by Reddy Stewart, helping out his team, getting to the quarterback, forcing the interception. These are the ones I love to see. This is a good pickup, man. At least so far, a steal. Here's another rep. Here he is playing that boundary, but they're in line, right? We got like 21, 22 personnel here. A lot of guys just bunched up into the line of scrimmage. They're going to hand this ball to the outside. He's there, right? Containing that edge, getting a tackle. So he's also good as a tackler, right? Throughout this preseason, he actually graded as an 83.6, one of the best defensive grades on the Vikings from this year's preseason. Only did play 46 total snaps, but also had an 85.7 coverage grade. This guy is very sticky in coverage. 5'11", can play the nickel, can play boundary if you need him to. I
Jordan
think this
Lewis
was
part
overall
2.
a really big time pickup here for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm all in on this one, man. I think as a cover guy, this is someone you want on your team. The Cowboys currently have, Trayvon Diggs, Kyrie Elam, Deron Bland, the starting 3. Zion
Appreciate
Childress,
Matty
who I really do
Dubs. Matty Dubs. Matty Dubs. Appreciate Matty Dubs with the film work. Appreciate Matty Dubs. So, again, hey, Cowboys got him a couple of them. I'm not sure if I'm sold on both of them over Zion Childress, but I'm telling you why they signed the Triquez Bridges. Triquez Bridges, a bigger boundary cornerback. The Cowboys have always, and it just don't seem to work out, but the Cowboys are always trying to bring in these big cornerbacks. And then, of course, Reddy Stewart, it is blatantly obvious. Reddy Stewart is they're trying to maybe look at him as being that Jordan Lewis replacement, and maybe it can give them some versatility, because maybe the Cowboys are saying that we're not gonna just throw Trevon Diggs to the Wolves, and maybe we're kind of working back in and working back in slowly but surely. All right, I appreciate your intelligence, Savage. He said, get that like button up. Y'all hit that like button, and if you see that HYPE button, make sure y'all hit that button also. Hit that HYPE button if it's available. Push this out and share this content. All right, let's go. Bert says one of the DBs is a rookie. Yep, I think it's Triquez. Triquez is the rookie. Dolores Enos, what's going on with you? T-Block said, the Cowboys want fast defensive tackles. Yes, we're going to talk about that in a moment when we get over to this thing with the Matt Eberflus truth. I'm going to try to roll through a little bit fast. I got about 25 minutes, so I want to make it count. Daniel said, I don't know about these 2 cornerbacks we got from waivers. I feel like they won't see the field. Oh, I think they are. Yeah, I think they are, Daniel. I think they are. I think the Cowboys got these dudes to play. I do. I think they got them to play. Sean Springer said they would trade for a 1-tech. Man, I tell you what. I don't want to believe the Cowboys are going to go without the 1-tech, but I'll tell you this. I'm going to tell you the reason why the Cowboys may do it. Poobie D said, I heard someone today that cutting Mozzie will cost us $7.3 million. Jerry not doing it. Poobie D, he ain't doing it. He ain't doing it. He is not doing it. Antediluvian said, that's right. Children was in the secondary along with Maxwell at KU. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, he looks good. Football fanatic up in here. What's going on with your football fanatic? All right, so let's roll over here to the practice squad real quick. Not a lot to talk about here, but I want to pull it up. Over here on X, shout out to Patrick CJ Patrick No C Walker. Sorry, Patrick No C Walker. Shout out to him. This is the full list of the Dallas Cowboys practice squad players. Got the link right here. Cowboys practice squad players so far. Jalen Brooks. We got Trayshawn Holden back. Still can't believe he cleared waivers. Ernest Brown IV, defensive tackle. Sadiq Charles, Jaron Christian, Elijah Clark. I thought that was Elijah Clark, but it's Elijah Clark, Cropper, Malik Davis. I figured he was going to make the practice squad. Rivaldo Fairweather, Princeton Fant. I figured both of them are going to make the practice squad. Will Greer, practice squad. Robert Rochelle, Keenan Hall, Justin Barron, Buddy Johnson. And I'm telling you, Justin Barron ain't going nowhere. I think the Cowboys are going to try to turn him into a player next year. But that's the Cowboys practice squad so far. I think that's 15. So that's kind of where it stands. Now, let me go ahead and cover the Deuce Vaughn. Story while we're right here on the practice squad. thought it was very telling that Deuce Vaughn is not on the practice squad. My understanding is, because I was wondering this earlier, my understanding is Deuce Vaughn turned the Cowboys down. Someone posted on X, Deuce Vaughn turned the Cowboys down to be on the practice squad. And I don't blame Deuce Vaughn. I don't blame Deuce Vaughn because the Cowboys just never had a plan for Deuce Vaughn. They never had a plan for him. So Deuce Vaughn said, rather than continuing to be in a place where it's like I'm being kept because it's a great story, maybe, I'd just rather go somewhere to where I can get a chance to compete. Praying for Deuce Vaughn. I hope he goes somewhere. I really think, I think Deuce Vaughn could play. I just don't think he fits the Cowboys, and it's okay. Sometimes we get all in our feelings about this stuff, but I'm not in my feelings about it. Deuce Vaughn, I believe, can be a great player in this league. He just got to go to a place to where he fits into the scheme. He never fit into the Mike McCarthy scheme. If y'all didn't pay attention to Dak Prescott the other day, shoddy scheme, while it's not going to be the stale as toast West Coast offense, but it is still, I think, based off of that kind of West Coast type of deal. A lot more, it's going to be a lot more motion in it, though. A lot more motion, multiple looks. I mean, Brian doesn't mind. Brian isn't as what I call, I thought Mike McCarthy was very hard-headed when it came to the West Coast offense. Brian Schottenheimer's not like that. He doesn't mind changing it up. So it's still kind of that West Coast-ish offense. And I just don't think Deuce Vaughn fits in that. And so I hope he goes somewhere to like Kansas City. I hope he goes to like a Sean McVay. I want him to go somewhere, even a Kellen Moore. I'd like to see him go somewhere where someone can figure out how to use his talent. Because the Cowboys, I don't care what they say, the Cowboys never had a plan for Deuce Vaughn. It was just a good story. That's all it was. But I thought it was very, very interesting that that he is not on the Cowboys squad. And again, somebody reported Deuce Vaughn turned him down. I don't blame him. Don't blame him. Star Golden next. Appreciate that super chat. Yes, sir. I wish the Cowboys would go get Damian Martinez. Even though I think somebody kind of made the point yesterday that he's similar to Phil Maffa, I would still love to have him. Because to me, Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders are kind of the same back. I could be wrong, but they just seem like the same back to me in a sense. I would love to have Damian Martinez. I'd love to have two bruising running backs in the running back room and have Jaden Blue. I know he talking about he's not a scat back. Okay, tell me anything you want to, Jaden Blue. But this is what you're playing for us right now. You are going to be the scat back for the Dallas Cowboys. That's how I'm seeing it. Get this man to the edges and let him make some plays. Let him run some wheel routes. Get him in some space. Let this man make plays. We don't need this man trying to prove he's the next Emmitt Smith. No, we don't need that. But nevertheless, this is what the Cowboys did on the practice squad. And again, y'all think about this. The Cowboys love their guys. All of these players, for the most part, are players that the Cowboys brought in either undrafted or drafted. They love their players, man. There's no getting around it with the Dallas Cowboys. Man, the Cowboys love their players. We love our guys. And so, boy, I'm telling you, I don't care what anyone says. Boy, you get drafted to the Dallas Cowboys or you get picked up by the Dallas Cowboys, man, you ought to be thanking God because they are going to give you so many chances and you're always going to have something on this team. Yeah, Antediluvian. Zion put some great college tape too. He's good, man. Just fell through the cracks. Kevin 7, Eagles 3P loading. Boy, Kevin 7, I can't wait until we have our first post-game show Thursday night. We're going to see what you're saying then. Please make sure you tune in. David Cowboy, he said not true. Mizey only costs $2.5 to cut. Either way, though, Jerry loves him. Jerry loves him. He absolutely loves him, I'm telling you. BK Cowboy fan said Michael could have ruined this season because of the potential soft tissue injuries as a result of not being in football shape. This saga is becoming painful as the knee replacement I got 2 weeks ago. Prayers up for you, BK Cowboy fan. Let me tell you something. Trayvon Diggs has already blew the lid off Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons couldn't even go if he even filed something against the Cowboys saying that he was injured, and that's why the Cowboys, even if the Cowboys didn't try to pay him and he said he was injured. What Trayvon Diggs already told us, he works out in the morning and he works out at night. How hurt is he? Trayvon Diggs blew the lid off of it, not trying to, but he blew the lid off of it. Childress and Overshawn with Michael in Houston would have made the defense electric. Don't worry, it will be electric. D Block, I'm super glad Booth is gone. Me too. That man was toast. All right. Hey, BK, I'm telling you. No, Michael's in shape. Michael's in shape. Don't let him fool you. Micah Parsons is in shape, and I figured he was. Michael's in shape. Michael has been working out. Trayvon Diggs has already said it. He's been working out. Don't let this man fool you. He's not working out for the cameras, but he's working out. Miss Matrix, hey, G, what's going on, Miss Matrix? Good to see you. All right. Let's flip over here real quick to the Micah Parsons drama since we're kind of already hitting that up. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, especially since I don't have a lot of time. Appreciate y'all rocking with me today. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know every time we post a video, go live. Wednesday nights during the season, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing Cowboys After Dark on Wednesday nights consistently because I have to go so short on Wednesdays. But nevertheless, let's look at this Micah Parsons drama, and I thought this was hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. So, Jerry Jones is continuing to, I guess, threaten that Micah Parsons is under contract and he may let him play under that fifth-year option. And it didn't help that DeMarcus Lawrence came and added to this drama. DeMarcus Lawrence said that him and Jerry Jones dealt personally, and Jerry Jones told DeMarcus Lawrence that if he balled out on his last year option, that he was going to pay him. And he paid him. DeMarcus Lawrence said he paid him. He said he balled out and Jerry paid him. And so Calvin Watkins is reporting Micah Parsons has filed a grievance regarding his 2025 salary, according to a person with knowledge of the procedure confirming a report at Pro Football Talk. This might become a moot point if Parsons gets a new contract. And let me tell you what this grievance is. It is absolutely bonkers what Micah Parsons is trying to do here. And if I were the Cowboys, again, Micah Parsons, I don't know, whoever his representation is, if this man's agent is this dumb, I know David Mulugeta has to be smarter than this. He obviously knows something I don't know because this don't make sense to me. Micah Parsons is a defensive end. I know people want to play semantics. He's an edge rusher, not a defensive end. Where does he line up? Where does Micah Parsons line up? Micah Parsons lines up on the end. Micah Parsons, camp wants him to be seen as a linebacker at $24 million. So you want to file a grievance to get $24 million as a linebacker, but you want to get paid as an edge rusher. Make this make sense again? Make this make sense again. If he's classified as a defensive end, he only gets 21, I think 21.34 million, somewhere in there. So let me get this part right. So we're talking about a $45 million per year contract. A $200 million, $150 probably million contract guaranteed, if not more, depending upon the years. And we're going to be so petty that we're going to file a grievance over a funky $3 million? Stop this stuff. This is bananas. This is bananas. It is pure bananas. You don't want to play linebacker, but you're basically saying that if you're going to play on the fifth-year option, you want it to be as a linebacker because you're going to get $3 extra funky million, as if you're basically telling us you're playing on a fifth-year option? Who is this man's representation? Every move that Micah Parsons has made, to me, has been a hit to his character. This is why Dak Prescott didn't do this. This is why CeeDee Lamb said, Micah is my guy, but I would not engage in back and forth with Jerry Jones. It looks stupid. This looks stupid. Why Micah Parsons? Who is advising this man on this stuff? It is dumb. There is nobody that could look at this and go, smart move. This is dumb. If I'm Jerry, you really want to be messy? I know Jerry's not going to do it. I'm telling y'all, Jerry loves Micah Parsons, wants him to be a Cowboy for life. But you couldn't play with me like this? Because now that you said you want to be listed as a linebacker, I got news for you. Now your salary going to be along with the highest paid linebackers. That's where I'm going. You want to be a linebacker? You want to go and file a grievance over something stupid? Well, if you want to do that, then we're going to play this game. I guess we're going to play this game. I want y'all to look at this. Look at how dumb this is. These are the highest paid linebackers in the league. I'm hoping this is up to date. Total value right now. So we got Roquan Smith. He has a $100 million deal. We have Tremaine Edmonds, $72 million deal. Fred Warner, $63 million deal. Look at their average per year. 21 million, 20 million, 18 million. Total guaranteed, 56 million, 60 million, 50 million. Fully guaranteed, 18 million, 45 million, 41 million. You want to be listed as a linebacker for a grievance. If I'm Jerry, I wish you would. I wish you would. I'm sending a memo over to David Mulugeta. I wish you would. Because if you want to be a linebacker, I tell you what, we're going to give you that $24 million. Because when this deal gets done, you're going to be the highest paid linebacker in this league. You will not be the highest paid edge rusher. This dude is arguing over $3 million when in one season he's going to destroy the fully guaranteed money of the top 3 paid linebackers in football, but he wants to file a grievance? I can't, man. The man in me won't let me do it. I can't. I can't, man. This is childish. This is absolute childish. Man, we talking about grown man millionaires. Man, you are a grown man millionaire, and you dealing with a billionaire, and who is this? This is, y'all tell me, is this not beyond dumb? Mike Fisher said a running back who takes direct snaps from the center doesn't get to claim he's a quarterback. This is dumb. There is no way to slice this. It's dumb. I'm sorry if I'm the team looking at this stuff. I'm just like, hey, man. Hey, man. I'm sorry, bro. I'm looking at you side-eyed now. Man, if you gonna negotiate, can you please come with something that is valid? Can we get something valid? Can you really come with something and say, yeah, I got a negotiation tactic? But this garbage, come on, man. Come on. Man, my agent approached me with this one right here. I said, man, you fired, bro. Nah, you fired, bro. You fired. This is dumb. You fired, bro. This is the stupidest thing. This is what you... I can't, man. I can't. This is dumb. This is dumb. I can't with this, man. Who is this man's representation? Couldn't be this man's father. This was my son. I tell him I don't give a darn what I don't care what social media. I don't care what the 3 and 4 letter networks are saying. I'm telling you as your father, fire this man. Get you somebody who thinks better than this. Fire this man. It's just stupid. We're willing to disrupt an entire team. This is about an agent. This is not about Micah Parsons. And for everybody, I've already been telling us this from the beginning. There is nothing illegal about Micah Parsons negotiating a deal with Jerry Jones. If he wants to do it, he can. Jerry Jones was going to make this man the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. And I bet you that deal is still there. And he's still going to be the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. There is no issue. Jerry has no issue with David Mulugeta looking over the contract, making sure the I's are dotted, making sure the T's are crossed. The only thing Jerry is saying is that David Mulugeta, you're not coming back and putting more money on top of this for yourself. That's what Jerry is saying. And for people who can't understand that, there are some things I can say about you right now that I won't say. But if you can't understand that simplicity, I don't know what else to tell you. Jerry isn't saying he don't want to pay Micah. Jerry is saying I'm not putting extra money on for David Mulugeta. And this dude, David Mulugeta, if this dude is behind this, and I believe he is, fire him. Fire him. I wish it was me. Shoot, I wish it was me. I'm Jerry Jones. I wish it was me. Oh, you want that $3 million? Got you. $24 million. Got you. But I bet you this. Your contract now just turned into being the highest paid linebacker. This is stupid. Darren Posey, appreciate that super chat. He said all of this to be a distraction and go missing at the end of the season. Darren Posey said all this to be a distraction and go missing at the end of the season. Y'all know what's funny? Some of y'all might think Darren Posey is being harsh. Do y'all know what's funny? The Stephen A. Smiths, a lot of these pundits who are talking about Micah Parsons needs to get paid, talking about these 12 sacks per season average, talking about the 52 or whatever sacks that he has, people who are talking about these rankings were the same people saying he fades down the stretch. Go check his last 7 games in 2023. I believe it was 2 sacks. Go check the playoffs. 1 sack and 4. Does Micah need help? Yeah. This is not a knock on Micah. I'm just telling you what it says. And of all the seasons for Micah Parsons to be doing this is the worst one because Jerry Jones has put a lot of help around this man, and Micah Parsons ought to eat this season. Micah Parsons ought to eat this season based on what they put around him. Man, this stuff right here is beyond stupid. I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed to even be doing this. Fire this man's agent. Whoever his advisors are, whoever the people who see stuff like this, if stuff come across their desk and they say, hey, this sounds like a good idea, you're fired. Yeah, you fired for co-signing foolishness. Micah Parsons, there's another issue going on too. Micah Parsons is saying he's got a back issue. The MRI came back negative. Now, all of a sudden, Micah Parsons is also seeking a second opinion. Now he's seeking a second opinion so that somebody will justify. And this is where this game gets very nasty. Because there is always somebody out there that are willing to say what you want them to say. This is where the game gets nasty. See, the problem with that back tightness is there's not something that a doctor can actually quantify. They really can't. This is more of a you issue. This is more of a you issue. They can look at certain things on your body and say, oh, you said that's sore. Okay, I don't see any damage. But you're still saying that it's sore. Is it sore? Your head is hurting. Is your head hurting? How do we really know your head is hurting? How do we know? Y'all do know why David Mulugeta is... I'm telling you, if y'all don't understand, this is this man's agent, and my problem is doggone it, Michael, when are you going to stop listening to this man? Let me tell y'all something right now. I believe everybody needs representation. Everybody needs representation, but if Micah Parsons actually thinks that David Mulugeta can do more for him than Jerry Jones on and off the field, somebody needs to have a conversation with him. Let me show you something else I saw today. You want to know what's strange about this? You want to know what's really strange about this? This is the same exact playbook that David Mulugeta used before. You know who he used it with? David Mulugeta used this same tactic to move Jalen Ramsey out of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Look at this. Jaguars cornerback Jalen Ramsey says he's dealt with back issues his entire career. Really? Really? Because it's strange to me that he dealt with back issues his entire career. But it was when he wanted to get out of Jacksonville that these back issues really became bad. Jacksonville Jaguars cornerback Jalen Ramsey says he's dealt with back issues throughout his career and that they were severe enough that he was unable to practice for weeks. It wasn't until the past 2 weeks, however, that his back put his playing status in doubt. You know how general and vague that is? Y'all do know how general and vague that is, right? To say that I got back issues, I've had back issues my whole career, but none of them have ever they've never held me out of practice. No MRI has ever detected any issues We do know when these players get drafted, they have to go through physicals. They go through physicals every single year. There's been nothing that says that Jalen Ramsey, even though he's dealt with back issues his whole career, there's nothing that's actually been documented that's saying that this is the cause of his back issues. Strange to me when he's trying to get up out of Jacksonville. All of a sudden, they're extremely bad. Ramsey, who has asked the Jaguars to trade him, sounds familiar, spoke about his chronic back problem on the latest episode of the Uninterrupted 17 Weeks podcast on Sirius XM Pandora. He said he knew last Sunday morning that he wasn't going to play against the Denver Broncos because of a back injury and added that he has suffered from back problems during his NFL career. We've never known about Micah Parsons' quote-unquote debilitating back injuries, and all of a sudden they reared their ugly head in a contract dispute. Trayvon Diggs said Micah Parsons has been working out morning and night. The Dallas Cowboys give an MRI, can't find nothing, and then Micah Parsons says, I want a second opinion. Bro, I get it. I get it. You want your money. I get it. But doggone it, is this the way to get it? You gonna get your money. This is how we gonna do it? David Mulugeta don't give a doggone. I'm telling y'all straight up, David Mulugeta don't give a doggone about the Dallas Cowboys. The only thing David Mulugeta gives a doggone about is Micah Parsons' pockets. Because the bigger Micah Parsons' pockets become, the bigger his pockets become. That's all David Mulugeta care about. And this right here is nothing but a replay of Jalen Ramsey. Tell me anything you want to. Isn't it strange? Anybody hear about Jalen Ramsey's back problems when he signed with the Miami Dolphins? Did he not have to pass a physical? Anybody hear about Jalen Ramsey's back problems when he went to the Pittsburgh Steelers? Did he not have to pass a physical? Stop this, man. We're not Willie Pressham. We're not Willie Foo-Foo. This is dumb. How can somebody co-sign this? You're fired. This is dumb. Everything that Micah Parsons is doing is dumb. The best thing that Micah Parsons could have did was follow the Dak Prescott script, minus the practicing. Everything else, I'm following the Dak Prescott script. I'm coming to practice every day. I'm coming with my jersey on. I'm working with the team down there. I'm doing some warm-up drills. I'm not going to get out there in the full speed stuff because I understand why he's not doing it. But everything else I'm doing. I'm cheering on my team. I'm doing. Nobody's going to see me frowning. Nobody's going to see me with a bad disposition. Nobody's going to see me with a bad attitude. I'm never going to say anything bad about the team. I'm not going to be writing letters to the internet, not to Jerry Jones, but to the internet, talking about I don't want to be a Dallas Cowboy no more. I'm demanding a trade. I'm not going to be out here filing grievances. I'm not going to be out here talking about a phantom back injury. This is dumb. Who can co-sign this in their right mind? Who? This is pure, unadulterated foolishness. And it is this type of stuff that actually is a distraction. Even if it's as minor as Micah tripping. Because that's what I'm thinking right now. If I'm one of them, Micah tripping, bro. Micah tripping. What is all this stuff? This ain't leadership. Who wants other players on their team doing this dumb stuff? Who wants other players on their team doing this dumb stuff? This is crazy to me. I'm about to get up out of here. I got to get the Bible study, but I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Let me read my super chats and read a few comments before I get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. Man, all 1,100 of you today. Make sure if you haven't subscribed, even if you're on X, come over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, notification bell, and also hit that hype, HYPE button, hit that hype. Let's push this video out into the YouTube algorithm. Again, appreciate you. Dak fan for life. Appreciate that $20 super chat. Yes, sir. Dak fan for life, 1,000% agree with you. He said, I'm truly over Micah. He said, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why Jerry Jones loves Micah at this point, but he's trying very hard to love Micah. That's the part I'm talking about right there. I keep trying to tell people, Jerry Jones loves Micah Parsons. Straight up loves Micah Parsons. Straight up loves him. Because I'm telling you right now, there are some teams with as many as these doggone trades that people are saying that are coming across the Cowboys' desk. You think they wouldn't be considering them? You've lost your mind. We haven't even won one playoff game with Micah Parsons yet. There are teams that would be saying, shoots, yeah. Jerry don't want to trade Micah Parsons. But I tell you this, David Mulugeta seems to be doing everything that he can to try to tell Jerry Jones that Micah Parsons don't want to be a Cowboy. Trayvon Diggs can tell me anything he wants to. The Bible says a tree is known by the fruit that it bears. Bro, you can tell me all day long you want to be with the Cowboys, but your actions have to say it too. And to file a grievance over, and then you're going to try to come to me with edge rusher pay? Man, it's the same argument I had about I don't have to be the highest paid player. So you don't have to be the highest paid player, but now you want to be the highest paid player. Now you're saying your grievance you want to file is for $3 million because you want to be listed as a linebacker, but you don't want to play linebacker. You don't want to line up at linebacker. I can't. Who is this man's advisors? Dak fan for life said, give me the 2 first rounds, the second round, the player of need, and send Micah on. Appreciate that super chat. I'm telling you this, shoot, if it was a team like the Tennessee Titans that was offering this, tell you what, boy, this might be a whole different discussion for Jerry Jones. If this was a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Cleveland Browns, shoot, boy, this might be a whole different discussion, but he ain't doing it for Green Bay. Edward Dozier, what up with you? He said, I think they are foolish for not using Deuce because he's a Darren Sproles. That's the guy I was thinking of. He's a Darren Sproles starter kit if you watch the film. Yeah, and I hope that Andy Reid or somebody gets him and use him like Darren Sproles. Andy Reid is the person who I want to get Deuce Vaughn. Appreciate that super chat, Andrew. Edward Dozier, appreciate you. Ace Wade 17, he said, excuse my language, but Mike is a grown, bleep man letting another grown, bleep man tell him what to do, and he needs to tell him to fall back. Straight up, bro. Ace Wade, he fired. I'm telling you up front, he fired if it's me. I have no patience for this type of foolishness. I have no patience for it. This is dumb. Jerry has a lot of patience. Jerry's already told us. Y'all don't understand something. Jerry said he loves this stuff. Jerry loves this stuff. And I think this is one of the reasons why he loves Micah Parsons. I'll never forget what he said about Jimmy Johnson in the documentary. Jimmy Johnson was controversial. And I like that. Y'all think about it. Dak Prescott. Jerry didn't just sign Dak Prescott because he's talented. Jerry Jones signed Dak Prescott because he's a media magnet too. Dak Prescott is very controversial. Jerry Jones likes that. Micah Parsons, very controversial. Jerry Jones likes that. I got to get out of here, guys. Again, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. This was a short one today. Everybody already know if you hadn't been here before, I'm a preacher. I preach the Cowboys Monday through Saturday, but I also preach the word of God Wednesdays and Sundays, Tuesdays and Thursdays also. I have a podcast for that also. If you want the information on that, hit me up in my email at letstalkcowboys@gmail.com. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all rocking with me for this hour and a half. Until the next time, may God bless you. DC4L, let's talk Cowboys. Until the next time, peace.